Let's be honest, learning can be pretty boring. I think it feels this way because many children are used to being told what's important, what they should be interested in, and who they should admire. So, for the Amazon Alexa Skill Challenge, I tried to design an Alexa skill that works a little bit differently. Rather than give facts and figures or test children, I designed a game to guess who people are from clues. And all these people are people who have drastically changed their field or changed the world through their work. I think this is quite important because we all have role models and we all have people we aspire to be. I have my love of technology because I've seen people literally change how we live, our day-to-day lives with their inventions and beliefs that these things could exist. So in World Changers, a random person is picked and then a clue is given, and the first clue is always very important because it is very non-specific and it's a bit of background information, where someone was born, where they grew up, what they did, whether they went to university or not. But I feel it's really important to get across the message that it's not fated. You can't tell whether someone will be successful or whether someone's going to make an impact based that they lived in a certain country or went to a certain school or went to university or not. The second set of clues then lead on to talk about smaller hints of what they achieved, but usually something negative that happened as well, because too often we see all the successes and victories of our heroes, and it's easy to see a massive gulf between them and us because we see our own failures. It's important, I think, that kids realise that failure isn't necessarily the be all and end all. If you don't achieve something you want, you shouldn't stop trying something you love. We know there's hundreds of painters that weren't successful till after their death. Authors who faced rejection after rejection but kept on going and now are household names. And Silicon Valley billionaires who time and time again failed in their startups until they got their big break and have completely changed how we do things. The final clues make it more obvious because everyone likes to feel good when you guess something right. But the fact of the matter is, in World Changers, it's not about getting points or winning or losing. The game mechanics there are only just to give you an initial interest, because whether the final guess is right or the final guess is wrong, there is a call to action. You know, this is my personality trait, or this was my drive and why I wanted to change the world. It doesn't matter about my background or those circumstances. It matters that I had the passion or the interest or a special talent that you may share to the listener. And I think this is really important because it helps kids start to see that there isn't an answer, there isn't a do X, Y, and Z and you will be a world-renowned artist or you will be a millionaire. It shows that these people had a genuine interest, and that is how the skills, the knowledge, and the understanding will help you, not that it immediately pays off. I'm about to give you a short example recorded on the Alexa test app. But before that, my name is Morgan Owen, and help me change the world by convincing kids that they have the power themselves to change the world.
Welcome. Would you like to play World Changers or learn about people who have changed the world?
Play.
Hey there. Nice to meet you. Let me tell you a little about myself. I was born March 14, 1879 in Germany. My father worked for an electrical company and wanted me to follow in his footsteps and be an electrical engineer. I liked the subject but had a difficult time at school because I didn't find it interesting or fun and hated my teachers. You don't know much about me yet, but any idea who I am?
I don't know.
I ended up going to university but had a reputation as a terrible student. When I got my degree, I had trouble finding a job until getting a job as a patent clerk. I really enjoyed maths and physics and became obsessed with new ideas about light and gravity. No one else believed in my theories and the academic community mocked me. This stress and pressure put a strain on my relationships and made me very ill. That's not my whole story, but any idea who I am yet?
I still don't know.
Despite all this resistance, I continued to pursue my work. I knew it was only a matter of time, and eventually people started taking me seriously. I discovered new laws of physics, helped understand how gravity, life, and the whole universe worked, and became one of the most respected scientists in history. People are still using my work now. In fact, a lot of the electronics you use work because of my most famous equation, E=mc². That's me. Do you know who I am?
Are you Albert Einstein?
You got it. I'm Albert Einstein. In my career, I contributed to hundreds of scientific papers, and my work has helped create buildings, cars, planes, GPS, and hundreds of other devices. My ideas are still taught today, and people are still proving some of my theories. As you know, people didn't always agree with me or believe in me, but my love of science and drive to explore my own ideas paid off. My name is Albert Einstein, and I changed the world by having the courage to believe in my own work even when others didn't. How will you change the world?